one.
Yes, indeed. He's got quite an arm on him. Plays baseball, as does Lucas and Braden Moore. All of them on the baseball team didn't get an opportunity to show out this spring, obviously, as things are happening in the world. But they would love the opportunity this go-round to play some ball for the Rams. Empty backfield for Viderek, and tries to hit Walsh on the move. Can't get it to go. And this will be interesting to see what they do here on third down, because only 17 seconds chewed up off that clock from Baden. If there's able to be a quick stop, Chaminade could take a timeout and see if they can do something here with a quick possession before the half.
Yeah, 3rd and 10. You know Chaminade has 2 timeouts left. The chess match starts to become, do you run the ball knowing you're probably not going to get the first down, but you're going to make Chaminade use one of those timeouts with 1:40 to go, or do you go for the first down?
Again, empty backfield. Viderek rolling left, crosses body, hits Moore, and he's going to be out of bounds, which will stop the clock, and a flag coming in after the play. And it looks like an ineligible man downfield, and they will have to re-rack this play and try again.
So now I imagine, 3rd and very long, they're just going to, hand the ball off, make Chaminade chew up one of those timeouts, knowing that, they've got 1 minute and 20 seconds with 1 timeout to get downfield, trusting in your defense. But you know what? They seem to have a lot of confidence in their pass plays downfield, and Viderek clearly has the arm for it.
Although we haven't seen a true deep shot from Viderek just yet. It's been a whole lot of intermediate crossing routes and shots down the middle of the field. Viderek will step up in the pocket. This time zings one out there over the head of David Schweinefus.
Yeah, just a little too much for Schweinefus, and the punt team's going to have to come out. So here early in the year, they don't have a whole lot of, just chemistry between all these targets.
Sure.
2 drop passes, a legal man downfield on another play, and 1 overthrow. I mean, Baden was right there for a big play every single time.
High, long punt from Viderek as Owens is forced to roll back to the 25. He'll step out of bounds to 37. Flag on the return. It's a heck of a punt coming out there, and a decent return by Owens, but it looks like it will be coming back for the Eagles. And there's that penalty that every coach hates. It's a block in the back on the return.
So they got 1 minute 16, 76 seconds to move the ball practically across the entire field, as they're going to take over right around the 21-yard line. And I'm excited to see them open up that playbook with Chandler. Almost every pass play has been to Owens or to Peltier. We'll see who he targets on this long drive that they need.
Eagles will have to start out from the 21-yard line. As we mentioned, 1 minute 16 to play. Motion Peltier inside. Chandler over the middle. And that one's dropped. Hard hit by Michael Schweinefus as he got in the face of Peltier.
I mean, the simple fact of the matter is Chandler doesn't have the time to move the ball downfield on a pass play. Jaden Carter, Hunter Harrison on this defensive line for Baden, they're creating pressure for Chandler every single time he drops back. They can even keep a running back in the backfield, and it's just not doing the job. Every single pass has to be a slant or an out route.
Instead, they will hand off this time, and that's going to be nothing doing for the running back, Walter Sledge.
3 flags thrown after the play. C.J. Clappin, we'll see what the call is, but I wouldn't have been surprised that personal foul on the defense.
They're going to get Baden. Not sure who. That'll move them forward.
I absolutely would not have been surprised. Baden with 3 timeouts left after the second down stop, seeing them use one of them, knowing that if they can get another stop, they'll have 45 seconds to play with. But that's all kaput.
And that's just remarkable if you look at this Rams offense from where it was 4 or 5 years ago.
2 years ago.
That a minute on the clock is something you could look at and say, give me that, we'll go all the way. But they made a switch. In recent years, that's a pass over the head of Sledge. And all of a sudden, Baden has incorporated a whole lot more spread concepts into this playbook, and it has certainly paid dividends so far for the Rams.
Yeah, it's not even 2 years ago, or it was a year ago, because it started in about week 3, week 4 for Baden last year. They lined up and tried to punch you in the mouth every single play. Then they took a good long look at their personnel and said, hey, we got some athletes out on the perimeter. Let's start spreading it out, which had to have been a completely foreign concept to head coach Nick Yorty, who coached at Mount Healthy, coached at New Miami, and, ran the ball everywhere he went. When he played at Baden, they ran the ball every single play.
So a new first down. Chandler to Peltier, picks up the first. Peltier in space, now has some room around that left side. He's still running past the 40 and dragged out of bounds close, just past that 35-yard marker.
And that's the thing about the open field. All it takes is one missed tackle. Baden had one opportunity to bring him down right after he caught the ball, and then he tacks on 25 extra yards after the missed tackle just by using his legs and his speed.
So it's proving to be a costly penalty by Baden that gave the Eagles new life. 39 seconds now to go in the half, and they are well within scoring range. Chandler fires over the middle, intercepted. David Schweinefus. And he will fall forward across the 30-yard line and snuff out that Chaminade-Julienne threat.
Yeah, what was looking good for Chaminade, trying to get a quick score on the board heading into halftime. Swing that big mo in the Eagles' favor, gets just relegated to nothing after they have their third turnover of the half. And we'll see, Baden has 3 timeouts, and like you mentioned, they've got weapons on the perimeter. They can do this, work downfield.
We mentioned that Baden might be missing Andrew Hegeman tonight. Already, his teammates have stepped up and made big plays, some of which he would normally have made. 2 interceptions here tonight and the fumble as well, as the defense shows that they've got plenty of depth at all positions.
We might see 1 or 2 trips way downfield.
Viderek, handoff, and a conservative play up the middle will have the clock rolling, and if Baden wants it, they can roll into the half.
Yeah, they're going to line up quickly. They're not going to use a timeout, but they will see if they can just do it.
Under 15 seconds now. Viderek looking to Lauer the sideline, and Lauer falls just shy of the 45-yard line. Timeout quickly taken by Coach Yorty of Baden.
Yeah, I think if anything, Coach Yorty right there was just seeing what his offense can do in this specific scenario. You're saying instead of using the timeouts, we've got a comfortable lead. We got the ball with 30 seconds left. We're getting it at half. The old Baden team might have just taken a knee. He wanted to see what he could do. Just say, hey, let's throw a pat. Let's make a run play. Line up quickly on the line. Get used to this sort of thing in case we need to do it later on in this game, later on down the season.
There will be 8 seconds for the Rams to work with. Probably a deep shot or a quick route that'll hit the sidelines to be able to step out of bounds. Viderek certainly has the arm to be able to make those throws downfield, and his receivers have the speed to be able to catch up with it. So far in this one tonight, 20-7 your score. Chaminade-Julienne struck first, 61-yard pass play from Luke Chandler to Keon Owens. And then Baden responded with a 10-play, 4-minute drive capped off by a 4-yard Jack Walsh touchdown run, then a 19-yard Braden Moore touchdown run, and then Viderek on a keeper punched it in from about the 1.5-yard line, and that is how we got to 20-7.
8 seconds, see if they can run more than just one player, if they'll just go downfield.
Viderek fakes the handoff. Flag already, and he's going to launch downfield, hits Walsh. Walsh is unimpeded. He's going to run towards the goal line in if it stands.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to, he's already blown it back on the holding call. It was called behind the line of scrimmage. But what about the pass from Viderek? He wanted to hit Walsh earlier in the play, but just didn't have the line of sight. And then he saw the secondary coming around Walsh, know he had to float it over him. You know, a guy with a strong arm like him, they a lot of times rely on their strength too much. He used the finesse throw, getting it over the head, over the secondary, but it's all for naught.
Whole lot of razzle-dazzle, and yet they're going to have to replay that play. I thought time might have expired, but they're going to allow one more, I guess, untimed down here for Baden. I'd be nervous if you're the Chaminade-Julienne Eagles after watching what Baden was just able to do with 8 seconds left there. You could see multiple Eagles playing deep for Chaminade.
Yeah, they're just going to take the knee here and take it into halftime. They had their fun there in the final few seconds, and like we said, all for naught. But CJ, the one thing is they're heading into halftime, they've got to eliminate those turnovers.
Indeed they do. We'll see what Chaminade is able to come up with in the second half. It'll be Baden with the first possession. 20-7 your halftime score. You're watching Saturday Night Football here on Chatterbox Live.